Uh-oh.
Something new.
Uh-huh.
Shut 'em down, open up shop.
Open up.
Oh,
Open up shop so I can take your money, Books. Come on. You know what time it is. It's TA certified time. Back in this bitch with my boy Brandon. And that's DMX talking that shit. Uh-huh. Okay. Brandon, it's Super Bowl 57, man. 57 Super Bowls have come and gone. Well, this one's about to come and go this Sunday. We got Chiefs and Eagles, two number one seeds. You don't see that too often. You could say it's too chalk, but I mean, folks, if you haven't been watching the games, these are probably the two best teams in the NFL right now. Before we get started, Brandon, it's been a week since the NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game. We've let it wash over us. And we've come to the conclusion that the referees were definitely in the bag for the Chiefs. But I'm going to let you speak on just how you feel as a fan going into this Sunday, Brandon.
I can verify that. I was at the casino. Just even though I don't live anywhere near a casino, at the
Nowhere near.
casino, and after I saw that one black ref for the glasses, I
saw
saw
him.
him cashing out a slip. That's all I'm saying.
He had a hoodie on and everything,
Yeah,
huh?
he had a hoodie on and everything, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was wearing a hoodie with a home jersey over the hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him cashing. He walked out with a duffel bag, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's like, anyone
about right.
can help me with all this money? I mean, I did
about
just
right.
throw that game. Got fucking 5 downs to the
Dirt
Chiefs.
bags, dude.
Yeah.
Absolute slime balls, dude.
I know.
Absolute slime balls.
It was
should be Joe in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, it should
but
be.
Actually, I think that this game will be more competitive than if the Bengals were to play. Because I think that offensive line would get. I think the offensive line would get totally exposed against the Eagles. So it's probably best that it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, and the NFL wanted all the storylines. The Kelsey brothers, they wanted Andy Reid versus the old team. They wanted all the storylines so they could just easily just bombard us fans with just yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, I guess Joe Burrow would have qualified too.
But. Yeah, he's pretty much a like honorary black at this point, right? Yeah, that man is just cool as it can be. Fuck, Brandon, I can't believe this is the last game of the year. We've gone through so many of these episodes, giving out our picks. This is the last chance for us to break down some good football, some just solid football between two teams that should bring it with two good coaches. So let's get into it. Everyone's saying, well, let's give the line first. Eagles are 1.5 point favorites. Over under has creeped up to 50.5. Everyone's saying the Eagles have played nobody, and they're right. DVOA, after DVOA is run, the Eagles have the number one easiest schedule in the NFL, but a couple behind them in fourth place is the Chiefs. So the Chiefs, too, haven't played all that much. Quickly here, Eagles have scored 488 points to their opponents' 333. That's a 155-point difference. So if the Eagles have played nobody, they sure as hell are smashing those nobodies.
Yeah, they're doing what they should do to teams that are not on their level, what people were saying. They're doing exactly what they should do.
So, I mean, they can only play who's on their roster. Eagles make teams look bad for a reason. And then the Chiefs, the Chiefs just do what they do with the same people they have. As long as Mahomes is slinging it, that team's going to look like the Patriots, just high-powered, when Brady was doing his thing. Yeah. Because no matter who they put back there, no matter who they put a receiver, running back, it doesn't fucking matter. He finds a way to win. That dude's a straight winner. Brandon, what you got so far on this one?
Bro.
Let me talk to you real quick.
Let me talk to the people real quick, bro. Like,
look in the fucking camera, man.
It's really just one simple question. Like,
yeah,
do you like money or do you not like money?
Do you, folks? Ask yourself that.
Because if you don't, go ahead.
Yeah.
Throw your hard-earned money.
Yeah. If you don't like money.
On them Kansas City boys, whatever. Yeah. So might as well throw it down the toilet.
If you love your job, you're just trying to give money away. Go ahead and put it on the Chiefs. Go ahead and give your money away. Brandon's saying.
Yeah, like, I understand they got that kid Mahomes, but like,
yeah, they do.
He's one guy. I understand that they got another guy, Kelsey.
Yeah.
He's one guy.
So one guy.
2.
Yeah.
2 versus 12. 2 versus 11 on the field.
Come on,
dude. Like, I understand there's two sides of the ball, but like, I just think that they're just too complete of the team. They have to have something like really bad, like someone really shit the bed. I feel like for them to lose this game, but I don't want to. But also, like, I want to be like objective. Like, I also
Sure.
like try to in my head, like last game, the Bengals game, like I realized like maybe I should have been like more like
Uh-huh.
focused because I obviously dislike the Chiefs because I'm a Chargers fan. So it's like
Sure.
in my head, I'm already
Fuck the Chiefs.
like fuck the Chiefs. I don't
Yeah.
want them to win. I don't want them to
Right.
win another ring. But like I'm thinking of it like just like straight. Like I just think that the Eagles are a better team. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Jalen Hurts plays well enough and his shoulder is well enough for him to hit some accurate shots, like if he's able to throw some accurate shots like down the
Yeah.
field, like
They're gonna get open.
they're gonna be in trouble because that run game's gonna get going. And just once a run game's open, it makes the pass game easier. It's just flip and flop. It's just like into the next thing you know, they're in the end zone. It's like
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, whenever you hear the arguments so far in media, like ESPN, some of the podcasts I'm listening to, everyone's like main argument against the Eagles. Who have they played? Oh, and the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. It's like, okay, the Eagles have the best offensive line probably in the NFL, and
100%, yes.
and then they've just broke a record on their defensive line for most sacks in a year. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
18 games now, but or is it 17? 18?
17.
17. We have 17 games now. I get it. There's one extra, but folks, they are dominating teams. Like if you look at, I was looking at tape against the 49ers, and even with Purdy in there, they would have smashed that team unobjectively. Like their defensive line legitimately wreaks havoc. They are more physical than most offensive lines, like just from the jump. And their offensive line, the Eagles, I mean, they were pushing around, spinning some of their defensive tackles around because they were just going so hard. So like you can't just keep telling me the only argument. I get it. It's Patrick Mahomes, but Miko Hardman's out. So you got Juju Smith-Schuster,
Banged up.
and then Tony, most
Banged
likely
up.
not. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're getting Sky Moore, and then who's their fourth? And then you got like, what, you're going to bring in a third, fourth tight end? Like,
Yeah, like
and,
if Kadarius Toney and Juju aren't like if one of those guys doesn't play, like if being able to just focus on fucking MVS, who's a fucking mid like third string receiver, like a
Right.
third tier receiver on any regular team, like if you're able to just focus him, like I really feel like it's gonna be hard for them to get like I mean I don't see them running or I don't see them running on the Eagles personally. I don't think their running backs are good. They just activated Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, he's been
that guy is literally so small. Like you fucking touch him and he fucking falls.
Not only that, they were trying to get him out of the rotation when he was healthy. They were trying to get Pacheco and McKinnon the ball. Like he wasn't their mainstay. And what is he going to get? A couple
I actually like him to like for some Pacheco like props to help like go under on some of them.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, because they're now
Hopefully he gets. I'm assuming he gets sprinkled on like maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 reps, but that's going to take away from Pacheco just enough.
I'm thinking, dude, like Andy Reid, okay, he is a great coach, but he gets too cute sometimes. Like the ring around the rosy shit against the Raiders. Why? Like some of the like
that was just a disrespect to Raiders.
And then the backwards pass by Kelsey that was a called play when he caught it. You know that one where he caught it and he's looking back and he does a backward pass to McKinnon who's screaming down the sideline and it was like a fumbled like kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's like he's always trying to get a little too cute. The Eagles are just a physical like on defense. So this kind of goes right into what I have down here on this paper. Like you mentioned, MVS, Juju who's banged up, Sky Moore. Okay, so Eagles defensive backs versus the Chiefs receivers. You got Slay and you got Bradbury and you got
Maddox.
Exactly, Maddox, and you got on the back end Gardner Johnson.
Bro, right there. That's four like close to like borderline like cornerback ones on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Maybe not Maddox because he's a slot
right. And more of the slot guy, but the two main cornerbacks are like they're the best in the league right now, like even DVOA wise. So they don't have to like work. I'm sure Mahomes is going to get his off broken plays and stuff like that. And the one thing that does worry about me is like our linebackers are more run stoppers. The Eagles linebackers are more run stoppers when it comes to being what they do best. And I'm not thinking they're going to be able to stop Kelsey as much. So maybe they have to use Gardner Johnson more as like a nickel like package type deal where he's kind of shadowing Travis Kelsey on more passing plays. And if we don't see Patrick Mahomes under center not once again, that tells you how bad his ankle is. He did not take a single snap under center against the Bengals last week or a couple weeks ago. So that tells you like he can't like bend it all the way to then break that underneath snap and either hand it off or
Yeah.
do it. He needs to be in the pot. So if you don't see him once under center,
Yeah.
like maybe live bet the Eagles even more if you haven't pre-flopped it.
And
But
I would welcome seeing him under center too, because I feel like that
benefits.
wants to drop back for under center. Like I love that. If he's not running,
Yeah.
he's not running the ball.
I just think if you're betting money and your biggest argument is like it's Mahomes. How are you going to bet against Mahomes? Like that's your only argument. Like when you look at the Patriots teams of the past, there's only a couple teams where really Brady drugged that team to the finish line. Most of the time, Belichick brings guys around and coaches up a defense that's stellar. And the Chiefs defense is not stellar. Like their defensive line is going to get nullified against the Eagles offensive front. Like no matter who they put where, Eagles have two the left side and the right side are locked down with Lane and Mailata. Mailata can get beat sometimes, but Lane legitimately is just a monster.
Oh,
and then you got
exactly stop the fucking defensive player of the year on fucking
easily too. Like he didn't, yeah. So and then you got Kelsey, bona fide like Pro Bowl or not Pro Bowler, what's it called, Hall of Famer. Yeah. So you got unbelievable pieces. One of the best offensive line coaches in Stoutland. So this is one where like the only way they can really, really beat the Eagles I see in this is like just stuffing the run completely.
Yeah.
If they can make Jalen Hurts have over 30, 31, 32 attempts and he's just chucking it, it's probably not the best thing for the Eagles. You want to see 30, 40 runs and maybe 20, 25 passes from Jalen. You know what I'm saying? So 30, you want a bigger split running because that means offense is leaning on that defensive line. The D-backs aren't tackling as much. It's a trickle effect. The Chiefs defense is not at all to be scared of. Yes, they were getting better throughout the year, but I think like they can be had, and that offensive line just poses such a fucking mismatch week by week. Honestly,
if you could go into like the final score, not knowing the final score after this game and like looking into the box score, you can go into the box score without looking at the final score, and you see that Miles Sanders has over like 12.5 runs, and fucking Gainwell has over like 6 runs,
right?
And Boston Scott has like 3 runs, and Jalen Hurts has like 6
7
runs.
Yep.
You know right there that
you know 100%, Brandon.
Yeah.
That is like you don't even have to watch the game if you just look at the box score at halftime.
Barring like fumbles or some shit on that fucking 1 yard line or some shit.
Sure. But you're 100% right on that. If you see Jalen at halftime with 20 attempts, you know the Eagles are down and they're passing to try to get back.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, fucking around. What's a score prediction here? What do you have as like a random score prediction?
Man, I don't know why I liked the over when it was like
in the 48s, 49s.
Yeah, 48s, and then once it hit 50, I was like, I don't know. I could see it being like 24. I guess I don't know.
Say your heart, and then maybe you'll figure out.
I mean, that would be the over. I was going to say 24-27. That's over.
Well, there you go. So then your heart says over.
Yeah.
I think mine would be. I think it's gonna be higher scoring. I really do, just because like. I mean, I'm okay. Seriously, I watched tape from the last 2-3 weeks from the Eagles and Chiefs offensive lines against what should be in the playoffs and Eagles. I'm looking at like further down the line because I'm more of a fan, but Chiefs and Eagles, I looked at their playoff offensive line work, and it's a vast difference, my friend. You have Mahomes still running for his life even before the injury. Like how he got hurt, like there's not. So people go like, "Oh, you're just lucky that someone got hurt." What's it called? Purdy got hurt, but you're lucky. No, like the scheme and how like these players are blocking. If you look at how Purdy got hurt specifically, they had their third string tight end blocking Hassan Reddick coming out the end. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you expect?
And then you're gonna tell me we got lucky because Purdy got hurt? Well, no. You put your third string tight end on probably the best D end in the league this year, and he took it. He came and kicked their ass. So I just think you got to look at what matters most: the trenches, offensive, defensively. You got to, and if the lines are pushing, live betting wise, I'm going to be looking at too. I'm going to be looking at the front. Everyone's always watching like, oh, receivers in it. No, you got to be just watching the uglies, the front five. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah. Let's see what else I got here. How else can we break down this game, Brandon? What about this? Oh, we were talking about that. I just think in general we've talked about this. More ways to win as a bettor. You want to look. You want to take the team that has more ways to win. So if Mahomes has a bad game, the Chiefs are fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way they can lean on a rookie running back and then a second year journeyman running back and then maybe a half healthy Clyde Edwards-Helaire to win them the game. If he has a bad game, they're screwed. If Jalen has a bad game, Eagles can still win. They did last week. You know what I'm saying? So I just think I feel safer as a bettor betting on the team who can do it in more ways on both sides.
People who are betting the Chiefs are mostly betting
Mahomes.
The Andy Reid and Mahomes thing. They're
100%.
not betting their whole team. Like when you're thinking about when someone's on the Eagles side, they're thinking, "Oh, their whole team is good."
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
their whole team is good. And I heard
it's kind of like they're on like the whole because people are probably gonna start comparing Mahomes to the new Brady. Like they're gonna be like never bet against Mahomes. It's like one of those things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But you never know. But it's just like going off of like principles and like who you think is better. I gotta go with sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Eagles.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And this one guy, I listen to their podcast a lot. It's the Action Network one, and they said on there like they're one of their pickers he's like, do I want to look back in 10 years and say that I didn't bet on the best quarterback in the league versus the Eagles and Jalen Hurts? He's like, no. And like just that alone, like you're not looking at the full scope. You're just like, do I want to look back in 10 years and say that I bet against the best quarterback? Come on. You had to live in present moment, what's currently going on, the information you have now. He might be the best quarterback in the league, and going forward, he probably is the best quarterback of all time that we'll see in like our lifetime.
Herbert.
See, I knew something was coming out. Couldn't help himself, folks. Couldn't help himself. I just think it's a shit argument when you're trying to bet. People are betting thousands of dollars. I just want to bet on the best quarterback. Fucking talk to me about the team, okay? About the team. Brandon, anything else on this breakdown?
I'll give my one bullshit stat.
Okay.
Past 8 teams that won the coin toss lost the Super Bowl. So you watch that coin toss.
Shit.
They win that coin toss. You live bet the other team instantly.
Just like
put the house on it.
Literally, put whatever savings you had. Just okay. Coin toss. Why'd you do that? Well, last 8 teams that won the coin toss. So people look at you like you're fucking insane.
And the Chiefs win it, Ty, I'm sending you the lock emoji.
That, my friend, I'll be waiting for it. So I did take screenshots here of the Chiefs and the Eagles' schedules respectively, and like, okay, the Eagles did have a little bit of a cupcake, but everyone's like, who's the hardest team they played? Week 1 against the Lions. It's like, really? Like, remember when, even with the backup, and you got to help me with it. I'm forgetting his name. Oh, Cooper Rush. When they played the Cowboys in Week 6, Cowboys had gone on 5 straights, and they were talking about, hey, the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, we took care of them 26-17. Yes, with the backup, I get it. But you can't just say, oh, we just play nobody there. The Eagles play nobody. Then you look forward, and they got tested against the Commanders and lost that 32-21. But we remember a little bit of referee, little shenanigans that game. Remember that game? Where they didn't call that face mask, and they didn't call that, and all sorts of wackadoo stuff. And then, pretty much from there, like they just stumped the Titans 35-10, and then beat the Giants 48-22, then the Bears 25-20, and then Jalen gets hurt, and they lose to the Cowboys 40-34. Think about that, folks. With a full-bore Cowboys team at home, only beat the Minshew-led Eagles by 6 points.
Sad.
Come on. So, looking at the Chiefs, though, they came out hot. They had Cardinals, Chargers first 2 games, won, but then they lose to the fucking Colts in that 3rd week. With Matt Ryan, somehow lose to that, and smash Buccaneers, and then you have the Raiders and they lose to the Bills. Step up in class, lose to the Bills, and we see Bills aren't all that we thought they were. They did beat the 49ers 44-23. That's
That was a
sizable.
good win.
That's a good win right there. And then I'm looking here. What else? Okay. Then they lose to the Bengals 27-24 on December 4th. So that was a couple weeks ago now. And then, yeah, they closed the year out good. But even them, too, like they had the Titans, the Jags, Chargers again, Rams, Broncos, like one of the last games of the year.
500 teams those last like 8 games.
Yeah. The last 3 games were against Seahawks, Broncos, Raiders. And they barely beat the Broncos, handled the Raiders and the Seahawks, but the Broncos
Raiders
were like,
hit them.
yeah, exactly. Precisely. And let's not forget, almost lost to the Texans. Do we remember that? They went to overtime against the Texans. Eagles had a little bit of trouble with the Texans, but we still won. The Eagles still won by 11 that game.
Yeah, 11 or 13, yeah.
So not everything on paper looks that bad because you're going, oh, Eagles had the easiest schedule. Well, we're talking Chiefs here too, folks. It's not a gauntlet. I mean, they had Bills, Niners back to back and lost 1 and won 1, but I don't know. Brandon, I think we've broken that game down sufficiently. What do you think?
I think so. I think
we're gonna ride out and then we're gonna do. What do you got? Huh? That's how we get to the money, folks. We're gonna ride out and then we're gonna come back with some best bets. So we're gonna ride out to this, Brandon. Remember this one? Take them back. Take them back. Okay, folks. We'll come back. We'll be back. Ciao, bro. Come on.